Hi guys, I'm a cat. This this is my cat bathrobe, and it's what I wore last night when I read my poem, which nobody's really responded to. Um, but that's because my poetry is not highbrow, so I can recite it wearing a cat ear bathrobe. And look, check it out. Oops. The pockets are cats, and I've got a belt for it. I'm so ghetto that like the belt for it is from a different um, bathrobe. I can't find anything in my house, so just got home from work, feeling tired but hyper. So that's typer. Um, Went to grab a cigarette, realized this was the last one in my pack. Some YouTubers light it like off camera. I'm trashy, so but yeah, look, I've been in a very cookingly mood tonight. So I made chocolate chip cookies. Aren't they gorgeous? They came out really good. And no, I'm not going to eat them all tonight. I'm a fat ass, but I'm not in a bingey mood. I might have one, but I just felt like cooking. I don't know if this is mania or if I'm labeling too many things as mania lately just because I'm feeling a little bit better. Um, but I cooked like a freaking woman possessed at work. It was a good shift. I was at the other house that I really enjoy. The assistant manager was giving me all kinds of compliments and like a hug because it was Mother's Day and like, oh, you look so pretty and your makeup's good and you look so you smell nice. And I'm like, what's happening in the universe? I didn't do anything different with my hair or makeup today, but I appreciate the compliments. Um, I mean, if anything, I'm on only day 2 of hormone replacement therapy, and I can't believe that a low dose of HRT and just 2 days later I could be feeling better, more vital, more like glowy, but who knows. I've also been taking a lot of vitamins. But yeah, I got to work and it was just pretty low key. Unfortunately, 2 residents are in either a rehab center, not alcohol, I mean like rehabilitation, or the hospital, because unfortunately a lot of compromised people get like pneumonia that's going around. And so it was just very quiet there. It was nice. And I love cooking. You guys know I love cooking. And I'm not trained or anything. I don't usually follow recipes. I'm very good at like putting things together. And I think it's a talent. And it was kind of like an aha moment today of like, yeah, I can say I'm good at this. That's not bragging. I'm just owning it. I like to write. I think I'm a decent poet. Um, Although when you share your poetry, like I seldom do, it's like, it's not really supposed to mean anything to anyone else besides myself. I write because it's cathartic. But it reminds me of like showing a picture of your baby to someone and the person goes, wow, that kid's got a big head. Where do you find a hat to fit a head like that? That's from George Carlin. May he rest in peace. Man, that was a funny guy. Um, but yeah, writing poetry and cooking. Where was I going with this? So when I get to different homes, because I'm what's called a mobile in the company, I go to all different places, and it's kind of like word of mouth by now that I love to cook. So they fling me into the kitchen and say, have at it. And some of the houses generally follow kind of a menu, and some of the participants have certain dietary needs, especially like with food prep, pureeing their stuff, chopping it, grinding it. But this house is very carte blanche. Like they will eat anything, and it's so cool. Well, I mean, I still puree 2 of the residents' meals, but it's really neat to just be told, like, go in the kitchen, find things, and make a meal. And I go ham. It's awesome. But sometimes there's not a lot of ingredients to work with. But I found a ton of like vegetables in the fridge and in the crisper, which in my house I call the rotter, because that's where they go to die. Can't believe this is my last cigarette. And it's so cold and freaking rainy out, and I mean like flash flooding all day. I did not feel like going out to the store, even though I need birdseed. I have these sprigs of millet though that they can eat, so they're not starving. I'm not that bad of a pet parent. But so I'm rooting around, and I found like tons of vegetables to use up. And then I was like, huh, what can I do with these vegetables? I'll saute them. Maybe I'll do like a stir fry with rice. But then I was like, no, you know what? There's a bunch of eggs. There's cheese, tons of herbs and spices. And I made a crustless quiche. Came out amazing. The people devoured it. And then I used the rest of it for their lunches tomorrow for their programs. But the point I'm getting to with this story, besides talking about cooking, which I'm going to expound upon soon too, is that I'd like to tell you guys a reason why I'm very sensitive to criticism and what I would consider bitchy, unnecessary comments. And you can let me know down below if you think I'm oversensitive, if I read into things, or if I just laugh at this lunacy and move on with my life. But, you know, I often talk about things like pettiness and like jealousy and competitiveness and hostility in the workplace. I just felt like giving you an example today while it's fresh in my mind. Tonight, I should say. It's after 11. Are you really taking me seriously with my hood with the ears on? I'm sorry. I think it's really cute. And it makes me feel like I'm really like my cat's mother. I know, I'm crazy. And hi, Heather, by the way. I love you, girl. Keep that beautiful head of yours up. Keep your chin up. I mean it. Don't make me come to Florida and be depressed with you. Oh my God, I don't see how I would be depressed in such a climate. But I would probably find a way. We could walk along the beach together. So anyway, I'm making the quiche. I'm doing my thing in the kitchen. Everyone's leaving me alone. I'm in my glory because I love that. I love just sort of like working alone and not necessarily having to interact with people that much besides the residents. I mean, I'm friendly and I'm professional, but I know that not everybody likes my personality, and that's fine. So this woman, who I've only very briefly worked with before, we don't really know each other, but when you're considered like new to a house, people sort of put you through your paces. I don't know why that is. I don't know why people just can't be hospitable and welcoming, but it is what it is, human nature and all. But she says to me, so what is that? And I go, it's like a crustless quiche. You know, it's vegetables and eggs and cheese. And she goes, oh, well, it's not a quiche then. It doesn't have a crust, so it's an omelet. I'm like, in no way is this an omelet. I didn't make it in a pan. I cooked it in the oven, and it's basically a quiche without a crust, as I've said. I mean, I didn't say it's snotty, but this is kind of like what's going on in my mind. I'm like, why is she pursuing this with me? And there were like other comments too, because then later in the night, the house manager, who loves anchovies, she's always like coming up from like our like storage area with like little flat tins of anchovies, which I don't really like, but I do make an incredible puttanesca sauce. If I can brag for a minute, it's really, really delicious. And she was like sitting in the living room with this can of anchovies. I'm like, well, what do you do with anchovies? It's gross if I just eat them out of the can, but I love them. And I said, oh, I know what to do with anchovies. I'll make a puttanesca sauce for you some night. And she was like, pasta? Really? Can you make it tonight? And I was like, I already made dinner. But I did. I threw together for her a puttanesca that was unbelievable. It had all the right components of a puttanesca, except no black olives. So I used green olives, capers, fresh garlic, 3 different kinds of stewed and crushed tomatoes, basil, oregano, salt, pepper, crushed red pepper, olive oil. What else did I put in there? Parmesan cheese. And it came out amazing. And I put that over pasta. And this same girl, as I'm cooking again, comes in and she looks in the pot. And she's like, oh, so is that like a meat sauce? And I said, no, there's no meat in it. She goes, well, where's the jar? And I said, there's no jar. I made it homemade. She like screws up her face and walks away. It's like, excuse me that I'm not the kind of person that's going to come into these people's homes and make like, you know, breaded chicken nuggets and throw them in the oven with French fries. Like, you know, they're handicapped, but I don't feed them garbage food. I feed them semi-gourmet meals, and I'm proud of it. But like, it's just so weird to me when, and again, this is because of my own perception and my own filter. Like, I can't relate to that kind of attitude because I personally would never treat someone that way. I would either say nothing or say like, oh, wow, good job. Or I'd make polite conversation like, oh, you like to cook. That's cool, you know. But she was like, are you a chef? Did you used to be a cook? Like, why do you work here? And like, it's like in the other location. If I use what they call a big word, they're like, oh, the associate professor is here. And like, I don't put on airs, but like, I'm not going to dumb myself down for people either or denigrate myself, which I've done my whole life. I don't pretend to be educated. I'm not. You know, I dropped out of fucking high school because of the cult, because I was prevented from finishing in my senior year. But I've been tested, and like in English and communication skill, I'm above college level, and but for mathematics and stuff, I'm at 10th grade level. So, I mean, that was just a little weird exchange tonight in what was otherwise a very good night, and and it just felt so good to make a meal and serve it. I actually served it like in my manager's office, like it was a restaurant. I said, "Would you like some fresh cracked pepper or some more, grated pecorino romano on there?" And she was like, "Sure," and she loved it. So maybe I'll get some brownie points. I don't know. But I felt in my element from the cooking, and I'm glad I'm doing more writing. And I don't know. I felt like I did a lot of networking today. I bought a $10 ticket to see the author Jen Pastiloff, who just came out with a book called On Being Human. Giving her a little plug here. She's an up and coming writer, and she's like kind of a motivational life coach type of person, which is usually a phrase I kind of abhor. But she teaches yoga. She's world traveled, and like she used to just be a waitress. You know what I mean? It's like people like that always fascinate me when they can decide to like put down all their self doubts and all the boxes they find themselves in and decide they want to do something else, and they actually go ahead and do it. And now she's got like the blurbs on the back of her book are like written by all these different famous authors, and I think she's been contacted by like Oprah or Glennon Doyle or like Pink, the musician, has talked to her. So yeah, I'm gonna see her in June in Brooklyn, and but it's at 7 p.m. So, and that's also a day I have a doctor appointment, so I'll probably wind up staying at my friend Steve's that night, or if I have the money, finding a cheap hotel somewhere. So that was my day. Oh, and also, my son did it again. He made me cry. My daughter's not into buying cards and stuff like that. I know she loves me, and I'm not criticizing her. It's just that she has a different way of expressing herself than my boy. And he's kind of more like tenderhearted and really thoughtful and sensitive. And she's really pragmatic and practical and like, you know, why does Mother's Day have to tell me that, why is Madison Avenue and Hallmark telling me that how I'm supposed to show that I love my mother, and the whole card thing and all that. But he, as you know, he sent me a beautiful birthday card, beautiful, that made me cry. And then today I came home to a belated Mother's Day card. And like, wait, you open it up. Ew, my mess. And it's like this 3D bouquet. Hope your day is beautiful in every way. And then he said, read the back. And he wrote, Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Hopefully this card suffices in lieu of real flowers. I can't wait to come back and hang out soon. Love you, which he underscored. Andrew. My boy, he's 21, and I don't know, it's wrong to generalize, but you wouldn't think a 21-year-old would be like effusive with emotions and just so affectionate toward me. And he comes home this weekend, and I absolutely can't wait. I can't wait to hang out with him. I can't wait to make him meals. And he's going to be busy. He's going to his friend's graduation party this weekend, I think on Sunday, up in Albany. And he's got his girlfriend and stuff, and he has a lot of friends, and he's also going to be working part-time for the summer. And I work a lot, but I'm going to try to make time to hang with him as much as I can. So I finished my smoke. I'm probably going to have a cookie, wash off my makeup, brush my teeth, get ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow morning I am going to go to the post office. There was nothing there today. I have to get parakeet seed, big time. And I have to return an important phone call and working 2 to 10 again. So I still didn't get groceries yet, but that's okay. I eat at work. I mean, that's one of the perks of my job anyway, is food prep and eating it. And so, yeah, just a real casual chit chat with you guys tonight. And hopefully the YouTube issues can get ironed out too. I have got to get to the Sprint store and figure out why it's telling me that my data is over the limit when I have unlimited text calls and data, Wi-Fi on my phone. All this happened after I installed an update, and I feel like it just like wrecked everything. And I also need a new phone because I don't know how this transmits to you, but like it's all red from my end. Like the color is all off. So yeah, if I am a little manic, I'll take it because it's better than outright depression. All over the place. Love you guys. You know who you are. I have a new subscriber now, so I'm back up to like 91, I think. And that's exciting to me. And a lot of it has to do with the shout outs I got this past week. And I'm going to start shouting out more channels too. I told you guys about the Dirt Chicken. You all know about Sabina, Smokey Steve and Mark. So Psyched, Alex is Shook. Who else do I like to listen to? Well, you all know Kicking Geese. And I no longer watch Amberlynn or Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, or Life by Jen. I can't deal with the victim mentality. Like, I don't know. Maybe it triggers me because I'm a little bit like that too, but at least I'm owning it. Like when I'm binge eating or just out of control or having mental health struggles, like I went and got help. You know what I mean? Like I went ahead and did it, and I'm in therapy again, and I'm going to see a psychiatrist to see if I need different or more or better meds. And as far as the eating, I think it's going to plateau out. It'll find its level. Maybe I've just been deficient in a lot of things, which can actually cause cravings. As you can see, I still really need to clean my house. Heather, you need to come here and teach me how to be organized. You know, it's a small cottage, but it's really overrun with clutter and crap. And that all represents what's going on in here. So, oops. Mini mukbang. One cookie. I love you guys. If you were here, I'd share my cookies with you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.